Attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Aerosol! Good morning, friends, and welcome to the Shero Coffee Chat, where coffee meets conversation. I'm your host, Melissa Farmer Hill, a retired Army combat veteran and founder of the Shero Coffee Club, where our mission is to keep the world caffeinated and women veterans celebrated. I want to thank you for joining us today. And as always, yes, we'll take a spin around the Shero resource table. We've got your story, tip, and guest of the week all coming up right after this. All right, I'm a little tired. I don't know how you guys are feeling, but I'm a little tired this Sunday morning. You know, when you take a late nap yesterday, I took a late nap, and now, of course, I have to wake up early. But no matter what, I'm still here. Let's take a spin around the Shero resource table because at Shero Coffee Chat, we definitely know that life is a journey, right? And it's not always easy. That's keep our heads on a swivel when it comes to helping us and their family members. We have over 16 million veterans out there, and not one of us has all the answers, but collectively together, you guys, we can figure it out and do so much more. So the Shero resource table is here to share helpful information, resources, and programs for the veteran community, because when one of us wins, we win. That's fact, y'all. So last week we Shero Coffee Club does Jesse Brown VA Women's Coffee Chat every fourth Sunday of the month, fourth Wednesday of the month. But basically, we were just having some small talk, and one of our sister vets said that she had just started receiving her travel pay. Now she's been coming to Jesse Brown for a while, but only recently did she learn that she was qualified to receive travel pay. So when I heard this, I definitely had to or wanted to pass this information along to you about this benefit that our veteran viewers who are receiving treatment at the VAs might be eligible for. So if you are service connected by 30% or more, or you certain income level or medical eligibility criteria, you could definitely be getting paid for each mile that you travel to and from your VA appointment. And it does add up, especially if you come multiple times a month, or traveling from outside the city. It definitely is important. Some vets right now, they don't even realize that this benefit exists right now as I speak. And you likely the VA is not going to chase you down to sign you up for it. You might see a sign, but that might be it. Now, of course, as always, there is paperwork involved. Yes. You do need to enroll in the Beneficiary Travel Self-Service System, or BTSSS. What that is, it's an online portal where you can just submit your claim. And then if you're not familiar with, let me be the first to say yes. It's another system you got to learn. But once you're set up, I promise you, it's easy. All you have to do is just enter your appointment details and then submit your mileage. And if you don't want to do it over the computer, this is what I do. There are travel offices right inside most VA hospitals where someone can walk you through it. Just go to your local VA office. They'll take you through the form you sign up. I like doing it the old school way. That way I don't have to worry about getting home, logging in on my computer, and just while I'm there, let me handle that, and then it's over with, and I get my $22 every appointment there and back. I mean, and $22 might not sound like a lot, you guys, but it definitely can add up. I mean, gas isn't cheap and time isn't free, and if I can you know, come up on getting a full tank of gas or some lunch or, just something like that while I'm prioritizing my health, to me, that's even better. So if you have not signed up for VA Travel Pay yet, this is your reminder to look into it. You can head to the travel office on your next trip to the VA, to your next appointment, or you can always go to va.gov there, and then you can do like a search for travel pay, or there's a EVA gov dash BTSS site that you can go to it. And of course, you have to go into the .gov website in order to get there. So again, if you are 30% or more, connected and have appointments at the VA and you are not receiving your travel and reimbursement, guys, I definitely want you to look into this because this is so important. All right. Right, that's the Shero resource table. Let's move right into our story of the week. So, before I get into our story of the week, I want to ask a question. I want to ask you a question. Are you responsible for taking care of your aging parents? I repeat that. Are you responsible for taking care of your aging parents? So I came across an article on Brightside. The title of it was wild. I refuse to care for my aging parents. I don't owe them a thing. That literally was the title. And yeah, it was real. It's about a woman who's in her 30s, and basically while she was young, she was raising her siblings because her parents were there, but not really. So she was the one doing all the cooking and the cleaning and stepping in as, kind of like a third parent, or at least that's how she felt, while still being, a child herself. So let's fast forward to now. Her parents, of course, are older and they are struggling financially. And guess who they are expecting to take care of them? Yes, her. Now, this time she told them no. I mean, as a child, she couldn't, right? But she told them no. And she did it without feeling guilty. And they could not, how, people to try to emotionally manipulate you. And basically, she was just saying, I'm not your retirement plan. I'm not your retirement plan. And these are the facts. People are living definitely a lot longer these days, and not necessarily they're not necessarily in the of states, but it's not uncommon now for folks to live well into their 80s or their 90s. And I mean, we're even now at the point where we're making people are even talking living 100 years and beyond as part of the normal conversation now, and it's a beautiful thing. But it also means that adult kids, and statistics show primarily women, and I'm not saying that there are not any out there, with uh, particularly the daughters are the ones that usually are going to carry that weight. And if you've already been, and I guess, when from her perspective, if she's already feel like she's been holding it down for her whole life as a child, the weight probably can start to feel heavy, and she might resent her childhood. So let's talk about it. How would you feel if you spent your childhood being the caretaker, and the fixer for your siblings when you were a child? Do you think it's okay to stop yourself and just ask, do I really owe my parents more of me? I'm curious. I want to know, especially when more than likely right now in your adult life, you are already juggle work, you have your own family, and maybe even, health issues, your own health issues. So, is it okay to say that I can't do all that? And what would you do? I'm really curious. Put your comments in the chat. I want to hear from you. Are you responsible for taking care of your aging parents? And I really found the conversation interesting, especially since the Shero Coffee Club is looking into hosting an aging conference next year. We want to definitely build something that brings veterans and caregivers and our community voices together to talk about what it really looks like and feels like to age, and also of course offer or find, educate, provide resources and programs that are available, because aging is a of the life cycle. And I just don't feel like, or maybe I'm not in the right spaces, that it's being addressed enough. Okay. So I want to hear from you. Let me know. I found that really, really interesting. But we're going to move right on into our tip of the week. Yes. Today's tip of the week is especially for my believers. All right. I follow Kalia Jackson. She's a Christian YouTuber who I think has a beautiful process of breaking down her Christian walk, and I think she does it in a way that really makes sense. So let's talk about prayer for a minute. Now, let me preface this with, you can pray to God any way you like. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be polished. But if you're someone who likes kind of like structure and routines, that's why structure and routine. That's why I found this like, wow, maybe, some of our believers out there might want to know about this. Kalia shared a simple method using the word pray as an acronym. And if you're in the military, we love our acronyms, right? And she did it. I mean, she didn't come up with this idea herself. So this is not her original idea. But I thought that, the breakdown of what she gave was really helpful, and maybe you might find it helpful too. So of course we start with the letter P, which is for praise. And P is when you praise and you honor God just for who He is. So you start off your prayer like that. The next letter is R, repent. So be real with God about anything on your heart, especially unforgiveness or jealousy or anger or guilt. Those things that keep you worried, not focused on God, and definitely out of or your purpose, because those are not the things we're supposed to be thinking on. So if you have it in your heart, if you have those things in your heart, the second word is repent. The next letter, of course, is A, ask. Bring all of your requests to God, no matter how small, no matter how large. And we always think, well, I got this, I can handle this, right? But you know what? It's for me, it's always good to involve God in the small things and the little things, because one of the things that Psalms tells us is that He will give you the desires of His heart, your heart, according to His will, of course. And then the last letter is Y. Y is really simple, you guys. Y is say yes. Just trust that God will, God, and that your prayers are already in motion. One of the things I always say is, when you pray, move your feet. And the reason I say that is because we are here. I believe that we are here to manage God's resources that He placed on earth and be good stewards over everything that we are blessed to have. And that's it. That's PRAY. The P is for praise, the R is for, the A is for ask, and the Y is simply to say yes to what you prayed for. And in the end, like I said, it's It's really not a formula. You can go to God as you are, however you feel. But I just do think that this is a tool that can help, someone just stay focused and connected and, hopefully bless someone. So I hope that pray acronym can bless you for this week. And that is your tip of the week. I really enjoy doing that, y'all. I really did. All right. Andre, did I hear my doorbell ring? He got to find the doorbell. Yes, you guys, it is that time. It is special guest time. Someone is at our door this morning. The Shero Coffee Chat is honored to welcome an amazing woman. That's the only word I can think of when I think of this person. And she is definitely on the front lines when we talk about service and we talk about sisterhood. And her name, you may have seen her before if you watch this program on a regular, as you should. Speaking of that, press that like button, subscribe to this YouTube channel, and share this broadcast. Yes. So, like I said, when I think she is on definitely on the front lines of service and sisterhood, her name is none other than Miss Kimyada Wellington. She is a proud, yes, Army veteran who served from 1989 to 2012, including a deployment to Afghanistan under OEF, Operation Enduring Freedom. But and like most of the incredible women that come on this program, she did not stop when she hung up that uniform, you guys. No, she didn't. She continues to serve as administrator of the Department of Financial and Professional Regulation. And if y'all don't know that acronym, I know it quite well, IDFPR, where she champions policies that support professionals navigating recovery. I hope we have time to talk about that. But I've got so many things I want to ask this woman. Kimyada is a true public servant at heart. Really, she is. In 2017, she was elected village trustee of Maywood, serving more than 24,000 residents, and has been a proud member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated for over 30 years through Lambda Psi chapter at Lewis University, where she pledged. But what makes Kimyada a perfect guest to me is just her unwavering commitment to community, to connection, and to the spirit of volunteerism, especially when it comes to women who served. Kimyada is the founder of Female Vets in Illinois, which is a Facebook group, and it shares. It's really a shared space that uplifts, empowers, informs, and connects women veterans all across the great state of Illinois. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mrs. Kimyada Wellington.
Good
Hey,
morning.
good
Good
morning,
morning.
Kimyada. How
Hi.
are you? How are you this morning?
I'm doing well.
Good to see you. Your face looks so fresh. It's like it's glowing. Like I have to wear makeup, but you don't wear makeup, so I know that's just a wash. And here I am. Look,
Look, that's that emptiness glow.
oh, oh yeah, yeah, that is the emptiness glow. So talk about your sunflower. We're gonna just a little bit because I got so many things I want to ask you today.
Hey, that's not what I'm here for, but yes, that's the season I'm in right now. I'm in the emptiness season. My 19-year-old my rising sophomore man of Morehouse. He's at home, but he's not at home. He's enjoying his summer as well. We're taking him back to school in like 2 weeks. Just enjoying the time that I do see him when he's passing by in and out of the house. Yeah, and I do call him Sunflower because he bloomed 2 months early, and Yeah, he's just blooming into his own person, and I love it. I'm getting used to it. I'm getting used to it. Let me say that.
Yeah, so what you are looking at, ladies and gentlemen, is that empty nest glow that Kimyada has. All right. So I wanna go right into it. So what inspired you to join the military?
Inspired me to join the military. To pay for college. I didn't want to put that on my parents. Like I heard your previous segment about is it our responsibility to take care of our parents? I think yes, in their older age, yes, but it's also our responsibility to give back. And by giving back to our parents, we take care of ourselves. That's the expectation. We raise them to be able to, and I'm speaking of my son, to be able to fend for yourself. So when I was 17, I was thinking about college. I was a junior in high school, and the recruiters came to the high school, Provisor West. Give a shout out to Provisor West in Hillside, and I just wanted to get out of class. But I also took the ASVAB test, and I scored really, really high in all of the branches. Um, but I chose the Army, ironically, was in the Air Force at the time. I chose the Army because they had the split option program, which was where I could, after my junior year in high school, go to basic, come back, do my senior year, go to prom, graduate, and then leave again that following summer and do the AIT part, the advanced individual training.
Wow. All right. So we're gonna move into actually talking about the female vets in Illinois Facebook group. Now, what motivated you to create to create that group, which I am a member of? I absolutely love it. I think the sharing and the just the camaraderie on that page is absolutely amazing. But what made you create it?
I saw a need, and selfishly, it was a need that I had. I had just gotten out of the military, and I still wanted to have that sense of belonging. I didn't want to drill, but I missed the people. And we initially started out meeting, well, some of my friends starting out meeting on a monthly basis, and each person took a turn in planning the events. But people's schedules get busy, and then we fell off. And I just created the Facebook group so that there was a place that we can go. I could throw things out there. Hey, you want to go out? Let's go out. Let's meet up. And it has evolved into more than a social gathering. It's more of a community. It's a place for resources and just again a sense of belonging for other people and not just me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So how would you say that the group has evolved beyond its inception, what it actually started off being?
It's more than a group of friends that I was necessary with. It has become friends of friends and word of mouth. It's evolved because, again, it's not just the social gathering, it's the resources that are shared, it's the
Mhm.
shared experiences, which means a lot. When you get together, when you get a group of female, and I say female veterans because it's about me and my lived experience, when you get female veterans together, you find out more information there than sometimes you do when you're in a VA system. Than you do when you go to the VA because we're sharing, we feel safe and we share what we've gone through. Or, you have a question that you're more apt to ask in a smaller group than you would out in the open. Or you don't know where to go, so you throw that question out in the group. I do it all the time.
And you know what? I'm glad you said that because, like I was saying before, when I talked about the travel pay, like we were just small, just group chat. We were at the coffee social, and it was just a chatting, and she had been going to Jesse Brown for some time and finally realized that she could get paid. So I'm like, oh my goodness. So anytime I do find out information like that, I think it needs to be shared because there's someone out there that's 30% service connected and they're not receiving their travel pay. And like you said, it was in that small group setting with women that we were just chit chatting, and that definitely came up. Now let's talk about sisterhood. Now I know you are also a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, but how has your definition? I gotta say the whole thing, right? I'm used to saying the entire thing. So how has your definition of sisterhood changed your time in uniform? So what does it mean to you now as opposed to what, because as we get older, things change, we redefine ourselves, all these things are happening. So how has your definition of sisterhood changed?
Since being in the military, I didn't embrace it in the military because
Mm,
it was a job for me. Was I had a tight group, a knit group of females, and I there were males that I was really cool with. But we're talking about sisterhood, so it was just a select few that I talked to that made me want to come to drill every month, that brought me back, that kept me encouraged to not give up, because it's hard sometimes trying to make it to that 20-year mark.
yeah.
So you look for those people every month. So sister changed for me. Like my friends retire and I was there by myself. Um, on the outside, it was like, I guess because of my age being more mature, you look for people that you can pour into and that are pouring into you. You
Mm-hmm.
look for people that you can be genuine with, that you can have those authentic conversations with. And I found that with females in Illinois, because you don't put up those barriers. And I found that in a group that we have a lot of boundaries and barriers that we put up. But when you find that space that you can talk, it's so relieving. And I found that too in a smaller sisterhood with the vet center. I go to this weekly group of women, and we talk about everything, and I feel safe. And it's not just like it's that I'm a female veteran. I was deployed, and I have these issues and these challenges that I have to incorporate into my whole being, and they get it. So that's the sisterhood. So it could vary from group to group or from circle to circle that you're in,
Mm-hmm.
but because we're talking about female veterans, that sisterhood looks for me, meeting me where I'm at right now,
Mm-hmm.
um, addressing concerns and issues that I might have right now as a female veteran.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So since building this group, what is one lesson that you've learned?
We're not
Uh-oh.
we're not all on the same. We're on the same journey, but like at different um stages.
Uh-huh.
Like sometimes I expect me out of other people,
Right.
and it doesn't happen like that. Like I be want to go kick it. I want to be want to hang out, and then some people are like, no, I can't come out. I experience that now. Like sometimes, I go, but then sometimes there's days that I want to just sit in the house and don't do anything. So then I get it. I
Right.
see me in them, so I can show some grace. Like please
Yeah.
understand when I don't want to show up,
Yeah.
and I get it. We all go through that at different times.
Yeah. That right, right. It's so funny because I'm always in the house. I try to stay in the house as much as I can.
Yeah, and you know what? And it's different. I found like we all have different ways of reprieve. Like
Uh-huh.
for
Uh-huh.
some people, I'm learning too. Like a lot of female veterans do not like being in crowds and groups.
Right, right,
So
right.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
different things.
And it's the grace. So can you believe it? We got like 30 seconds.
Okay.
So, what are your hopes and plans for the future for female vets in Illinois, or if you want to talk about anything else? 30 seconds.
The plans for the group. I'm not trying to increase in numbers. I just want it to be a place that people feel comfortable coming in, getting some resources, sharing some resources. Those are two of the questions that I ask when people request to join. What
Mhm.
do you want to get out of it? What resources are you bringing to the table? How did you hear about us? Because if you want to sit and read, that's fine, but please offer something when you come.
Yep.
Um, yeah, like, and I'm not like going on a mass media campaign like, hey, join female vets. No, it's not about that because I want it to be rich in
Yeah.
resources.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it, you guys. Thank you, Kimyada, for coming on the Shero Coffee Chat. And as always, keep your heart strong and your coffee Shero. Remember, Female Vets in Illinois is only for female vets in Illinois. We will see you next week.
Her leadership roles include Chief of the War Auxiliary Team and Advisor to the Secretary of the Army and the Pentagon. Today, she continues to serve her community as the founder of Shero Coffee Club, a mission-driven brand that uplifts and empowers women veterans through storytelling, community events, and connection. Please join the Chicago Sky and Magellan in thanking CWO Melissa Farmer Hill for her outstanding service to our country.